What's up, everyone? It's Toby Ramone, and I'm here for another movie review today. I just got home from the theater. I just saw the movie Weapons, directed by Zach Cregger. For those of you who don't know, Weapons is a new horror movie, and the premise is that one night at 2:17 a.m., 17 kids from the same elementary school class get up out of bed, run into the darkness, and no one knows where they went. That's the premise for the movie. That's pretty much all I knew going in. The movie is directed by Zach Cregger, and he's known for directing Barbarian. This is his second movie, but when Barbarian came out, I went into that one almost completely blind, and I loved it. It was a movie that just throws you a lot of twists and turns, and it feels like a roller coaster ride almost, because you just don't know what's happening, and I love that movie for that. It really gave me an experience that very few movies have given me before. And I'm happy to say that with Weapons, I feel very much the same way. It's a movie that really, I haven't seen anything else that I could really point to say it's like that, or that it reminds me of exactly. It really just has a lot of twists and turns. You never really know exactly where it's going. It is just truly exciting. I'll start with the good, and there's a lot. There's a kind of an ensemble cast here, and they're all good. There's Julia Garner and Josh Brolin are like the main two actors I feel in the movie, although it bounces around quite a bit. And also Alden Ehrenreich, I think that's his name. Those are like, I'd say, the three main actors in the movie, as well as a child actor. I'm not sure of his name. You'll know exactly who I'm talking about if you see the movie, but across the board, all the performances were really good. The movie takes like different moments to go from each character's different perspective, and then it all kind of comes together by the end, similar to the way that the movie Magnolia is put together, the Paul Thomas Anderson film. But I would say I like this one better than Magnolia. No hate to Magnolia, but it's not one of my favorite PTA movies. So all the actors are really great, and the characters are interesting. Really, just the movie has such an intriguing premise that it doesn't just work because it's a horror movie and because of the scares, but it's a great mystery. That's the best thing about it in my mind, is it's a mystery it's pretty hard to predict where it's going. There's some foreshadowing, and you can make some assumptions and jump to some conclusions, but I don't know if most people will be able to tell exactly where it's going by the end. The movie is kind of a slow burn. And what I mean by that is it's not the most fast-paced thing. It's always interesting, but it is not constant horror. It's not constant action. There's a lot of just getting to know and understand the characters, and that is a great strength of the movie to me. It really is. I didn't come up with this. I actually heard John Campea say it on his review, but this is what happens when great storytelling and good horror meet. And I feel like that's really true. Even if you are not typically a big horror fan, I think this could work for a lot of people, even outside of the genre fandom, because it does offer a lot as far as interesting storytelling and just a well thought out plot. I don't want to get into any spoilers in this review. I think I'll do a separate spoiler review, but I do want to say that overall I really liked the movie a lot. It's pretty thrilling. It's really interesting. It works as a great mystery. I have a few small little negatives to talk about. I've noticed that on my reviews on the channel, if it's a movie I like, I tend to talk about what I like and then not even mention the negatives. Almost no movies are perfect, and it is all subjective, but this movie, as great as it is, it does have some flaws. There are a few things pertaining to the logic of the movie that didn't really take me out of it too much, but there were a few questions by the end that I was discussing with my wife and my dad, who I saw it with, and we had questions about certain things, and we kind of had to put it together for ourselves, but I don't mean that necessarily in the best way. I mean in ways that we kind of wanted it to work, so we were making it work in our heads, if that makes sense, where maybe that's how it was supposed to be. Maybe it didn't want to lay everything out there for you, and a lot of times that's good, but there were just a few little logic issues where I had some questions. Overall, it didn't take away from the movie for me too much. Really, some pretty minor gripes and nitpicks Definitely not, 100% perfect, but overall, I thought this was a great horror movie. Like, if you want a movie that just truly feels like a unique experience, then I think that this is for you. Especially if you're a horror fan, then this is definitely for you, because I watch a lot of horror movies and I can't point to one that I can say felt exactly like this one, or really even that similar. And it was just so exciting. There's been a lot of hype around this movie, and I'm happy that it worked for me. I think that as of right now, I'd probably say it's one of my favorites of the year. I don't think I can say it's my very favorite, but as far as the best horror movie of the year, I would say it's certainly either this or Sinners for me. Sinners is a tall order because that movie is great, but and maybe give it a week and I'll be like, Sinners is definitely better, but this one was still good. Or maybe give it a week and just this one will end up being more preferable to me, but we'll see. In a year that's been really good for horror, this is one of the best ones. People are always saying that Hollywood doesn't make original movies anymore and that they need to be more creative, think of their own stories more, and if you're tired of sequels and franchises, watch this movie, please. Like, this is made for you. It's very creative, very original. A lot of thought went into making a truly unique movie. So honestly, whether you're a horror fan or not, unless you just don't like being scared at all, I would say go out and see this movie because it is awesome. Weapons is one of the best movies of the year for me, and I can't wait to see it again.